All right, we're live, and this is finally season 4 of Breaking Bad, episode
Yep.
1, Box Cutter. And oh my God, it is a fantastic one. This lays the groundwork for what's yet to come.
Oh, it sure does.
So, in the beginning, the teaser looked like they just continuing, filming, the end of season 3, episode 13, full measure. It looks spotless. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't tell that they stopped filming season 3 and brought the actors back for season 4, and it looked like they never left.
Yeah, we see Gale in the lab, and then we see Victor and Gus.
Yeah. Yes.
And I mean, Gus is like, "Are you sure? Do you have all that you need?" And Gale's like, "Well, yes." And Gale shows him a sample of some of the product, and
Of Heisenberg.
yeah,
And Gale basically talked into Gus of bringing Walt in because Gus needed Walt because Gale could not do 99% pure. He could only do 96.
yeah.
So basically, Gale just talked into Gus of bringing in Walt.
And Gus was like, 96% will do for our customers, for our productivity base, as it
Mm-hmm.
were.
Yeah. 96% is good, but 99, it's better.
Yeah, but I think Gus knew that his customers weren't going to be particularly picky
Well, maybe
about
the
it.
drug cartel. Maybe the cartel. Because Walt was working with Tuco,
Right.
and the Tuco, sold some of that stuff to the cartel. And
Uh-huh.
if Gus is dealing with the cartel and Gus is only pulling 96, then there's going to be some issue between there.
Yeah, but Gus probably felt like, hey, I can handle the cartel. Let me worry about this.
True, true. Because the cartel and Gus, they got some history between each other.
Oh, boy, they sure do. We'll see that later on this season, too.
Yeah, yeah, we will.
In this fourth season, we will see quite a bit of history with Gus and the cartel.
Yeah, and it's going to dig deeper. And I hope rumors having it is that Gus may appear in season 2 of Better Call Saul.
I hope so. I hope
I've been
so.
I've been reading up, and if so, we'll probably get some more backstory between Gus and the cartel.
Yeah, and we've definitely got to see the backstory between Gus and Mike.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah.
But this episode, my God, Henry,
Oh,
you watched it. What did you thought about it when you first watched it?
when I first saw it, it was just completely. It was unlike the structure of the story was just so well done.
Yeah,
And one thing we're going to get into is the fact that you know, after well, we see Jesse at the apartment. I mean, we see where Jesse, has already taken the shot, and we see
yeah,
him with the gun.
yeah.
He takes off, but he didn't actually go very far. He was actually in
Exactly.
the.
He was in
He
the
was
parking lot.
actually, yeah, he was in the parking lot. And Victor comes along and says, move it, go, drive.
Yeah.
Um. Now, later on in this
Now
season,
Victor gets caught. He's seen with the tenants of the apartment building.
yeah, they saw Victor, but they didn't see Jesse. Nobody
Mm-hmm.
saw Jesse.
Yeah.
But they saw
And
Victor because there was a sketch that was shown in the later episode of this season of
yeah,
Victor.
yeah, it is. Most definitely. And then that's a mistake right there on Victor's part.
It was,
It's
yeah.
a huge
He was very
mistake.
sloppy in that regard. So we've got Mike back at the lab with Walt. Victor brings, Walt in, or
Jesse.
Jesse in,
Mm-hmm.
rather. And they're just essentially, Mike essentially at first wants, it's like he doesn't. It's like he doesn't want to do anything to Jesse and Walt until he gets Gus's approval. He
Yeah.
calls Gus. Gus comes down to the lab. But first, before we get to that, we see Marie. Skyler at home.
But Mike asks Victor if he got caught.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, that's right.
He asked him point blank if he got caught. Victor said yeah. And that didn't resonate too well with Mike.
No, it didn't.
No. And Mike told Gus that.
Yeah, because we know how careful Mike is.
Yeah, most definitely.
Mike, Ellen.
Yeah, how you guys doing?
Hey, Ellen.
Doing good. How are you?
Good.
Good.
Hey, how's that vodka, the Breaking Bad vodka?
By the way, does it look backwards to you? Is it a mirror or is it? Okay.
I don't think so.
It's a mirror to yourself. Check it out. But yeah, here we go.
Heisenberg, tread lightly. I like it.
There's all the Breaking Bad stuff.
Sweet.
Now, you would never known that if I didn't tell you about it.
Were you the one who told me about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you made my year.
How does it taste?
It's, I usually do like flavored vodkas, but I had a dirty martini or a few with that, and it's smooth. It's really smooth for straight vodka. So it's potato vodka, which is the real way to do it.
Oh, yeah. Most definitely.
Yeah. It's expensive.
We were talking about Box Cutter this episode. The episode one. And my camera's not working. My camera is not working. Otherwise, I would show y'all the box set because I do. The season 4 box set. I do have it.
You gotta get season 2 and 1 though.
I know. Yeah, and then season 5A and 5B.
I'm looking. I think it's out. Uh-oh. It's around. It's the one that's out, I think.
Now, you guys got the commentary. Any interesting commentary that happened?
Oh, yeah. Actually, there was some interesting commentary. Now, the scene where we see Marie going to visit Skyler. Yeah, that's it right there. Yeah, that's it.
Cool stuff. Pictures.
We see Marie going to visit Skyler, and they pointed out on the commentary that the interior of the house is a soundstage.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, the part where Marie comes to the door, that's also part of the soundstage.
Yeah. They're not actually outdoors in front of the White House.
Right, but then when Skyler goes outside, it's actually outside the house.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Marie's like, she says, well, because she noticed that Walter's car was in the driveway. And she says, well, say hello to, what was it she called him? Mr. I'm Not Here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
I couldn't decide whether that was ad-libbed or not.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Vince thought it was in the script, but everybody else was telling him it was ad-libbed. And there's a few ad-libs, but by some of the best actors in this show, and they're cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they said like only a small portion of it is ad-lib.
Yeah.
But the rest is 100% scripted.
Like, you can always expect Jonathan Banks to do something that he feels is right for the character.
Yeah.
Never mind the script or what the director's saying. He's got his own view.
Yeah.
That said, he can be cooperative and it'd be like, okay, I'll do it your way, but I don't agree with it.
Yeah. And then we see Walt Jr. and Skyler actually moved Walt's car about 3 blocks up.
Yeah.
And he comes back to the house, and she's got the morning paper, and she asks Walt Jr. if he wants breakfast, and he says, yeah, so.
Walt Jr. breakfast.
Okay.
Most important of the day.
That's right.
But she did that so that Walt Jr. won't see his dad's car in the park in the lot. And
but now contrast though how she handles this compared to say when Tuco takes him and his car's in the driveway and he's gone.
Yeah.
She has a different reaction. She's way different.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
That's okay.
One thing I found interesting was, we see Skyler. We see her go to, she goes to Walt's apartment, but she acts like she's the. I locked myself out and all that stuff. And she's got the baby with her and all that.
I mean,
and they pointed out some of it was not a real baby. Some of it was a doll. And they had like a crying baby dubbed in various places.
Well, they had like 3 babies and a dummy, and one of the babies actually did cry. So they took that baby's crying and used it as fodder to create continuous baby noise without making it sound like it was a loop, like an obvious.
No, I seriously thought that was a real baby.
Well, you can tell when it is and when it isn't. Because when they're just like the baby's, head is to you and he's all covered up, that's the doll. Mm-hmm. It's always the doll.
Yeah.
But that was a cute shot when they showed the baby through the car. I like that.
I know, that was cute.
Yeah, a little pouty face.
Yeah.
But Ellen, I gotta ask. Skyler and her lie about going into Walt's apartment. You approve of that?
Yeah, I'm kind of down with that. And if somebody's going to say, well, that means that she's bad, then I'm going to say, well, you criticize her because you say she's in the way. Her motivation here is just to make sure that Walt's not in trouble and that he's okay.
Yeah.
And she's not going to call the authorities and call the morgues and the hospitals and make this obvious. She's downplaying this because, again, he took off before.
Yeah.
And
she handles it differently this time, see.
He blamed it on the fugue state.
Right, yeah.
Which she no longer believes.
Because the first time she called authorities, hospitals, everything. This time, she's not doing anything. She just called Saul. And Saul basically said, he's all right, he can take care of himself.
She didn't do anything horrible here. I mean, she was skillful. There's one thing that, if she wanted to be Mrs. Heisenberg for real in the business, then she sure could. She's got the skills.
Yeah, she does.
And
she actually let's see. She actually goes over there, and we see Huel for the first time.
Yeah, we do.
Was that the first time? Yeah.
Yeah.
When it's code red at Saul's office.
Because
Saul's is freaking out, which I'm assuming that by now, Mike has gotten a quick message to Saul. Gale, Gus's boy, has been killed.
Mm-hmm.
And the shit may be hitting the fan. Or, I mean, how do you think he knows that?
Oh, yeah. I think Saul's in the loop, because why else would he be looking around for bugs and stuff?
Yeah, that's what he was looking for.
He's taking proper precautions. And especially the phone booth, where he says, you cut in out there. I can't understand. You're real chatty Cathy.
Oh, do you know, then they said in the commentary that phone booth was actually several miles from where they actually had the location of his office.
Yeah, they just have to have the right phone booth. That's the way they are.
Yeah. What they did was they took the little rubber Statue of Liberty that he has on top of his office and put it on top of a Firestone.
Mm-hmm.
To make it look like, he's behind his office,
And he's not even touching it with his fingers. He's got like a cloth and he, and you get to see in the office when he's checking for bugs, those columns are those plastic. They're just so fake.
Yeah.
And it's perfect. He is the total TV, almost fake lawyer, and I keep thinking about Better Call Saul. You're not a real lawyer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, great, then I'm going to be the best not real lawyer ever.
Better Call Saul is supposed to be out in February.
Yeah.
And some rumors is going around that Gus may be in season 2.
That'd be great. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's a scene where we see Marie. She arrives home, and Hank is
on eBay,
in the bedroom.
On eBay,
getting some minerals. Now the funny thing is, on the commentary, they said that that they had a house. There was a house in Albuquerque that they filmed for the exteriors.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they actually used the actual bedroom in that house. That was the actual bedroom in that house.
Yeah, they really did use that house a lot.
Yeah.
Was that because of Hank and Marie's house is bigger and they could be able to shoot in it?
Maybe. And that, Hank and Marie are doing really well. I mean...
Well, he's a DEA agent.
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
dual income, no kids.
But, Marie says, I heard that your physical therapy went really well. And Hank is like, yeah, I walked, was it 20 steps or 16 steps in 20 minutes? That was more than 15. Mm-hmm. I took a little bit less of a shit in my pants.
That was great.
And there's something here because both Marie and Skyler are coping with their husbands in their new state of mind and being and circumstance. Both of them. Mm-hmm. And Skyler is adjusting her behavior. Marie is really, really trying to be patient and positive and helpful. But and they were talking about just that scene where she's got to help him go to the bathroom, and it's just the depth of their relationship that this is not. They come across as one-dimensional characters, like caricatures, in the beginning, but they have, they are multidimensional.
Yeah, and they really are. They really are. Hank and Marie are just great characters, and the dynamic between Dean Norris and Betsy Brandt is just wonderful. Mm-hmm. It's just, they act like they're really married. They it's not like they're acting. You think, are these two really married?
Mm-hmm. I have to say, I like Dean Norris, but I think that Betsy Brandt inspires Hank to make it real because she is just so good. I think
Marie wears the pants in the family.
So well.
Marie wears the pants in the family.
Yeah. Although he's got his things, but they agree to disagree on some things, but they put up with each other because, and it's funny, giving my kids advice, it's like, it's not just trying to find somebody that has all the positive qualities that you like, but you have to recognize they are going to have flaws.
Yeah.
So you have to assess what flaws can I forgive because the big picture is so great. An example of a flaw you'd reject, physical abuse, leaving the cap off the toothpaste, you can deal with that.
Yeah.
And you have to take stock of those, and they have. Mm-hmm. And they get annoyed, but generally they accept each other for who they are.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. And then, oh God, we get to the scene where they're in the lab, and Gus comes in.
Yeah. And I noticed something, that Jesse really hasn't spoken in this episode until the end.
Right.
Until
Denny's.
Yeah, Denny's. Yeah, the Denny's. But yeah, Gus comes in, doesn't say a word.
No.
Just cold, calculating. Something's about to go down.
Shit's about to hit the fan.
Yeah.
Exactly. And this is when Walt goes into a complete rant and saying, hey, you cannot kill me. If you don't have me, you don't have Jesse. If you don't have Jesse, you don't have me.
Yeah, and what they're saying is there's Gus creating so much tension just by being there, just by the way his expression on his face, just by the way he's moving, and you're waiting for something bad to happen, and he's just sauntering around, and it's terrifying, and Walt feels like there's this void by this tension that Gus creates that he's trying to fill in.
Yeah.
And Vince Gilligan, those long played out shots, you see every step Gus takes.
Yeah.
From coming down them spiral staircases to go and putting on that rubber suit, and then you see him take Victor by the head and slice his throat open, blood squirting out everywhere. And it was a shocking, amazing scene.
It was interesting, he was actually standing in front of Victor, At first, he was standing in front of him because he was facing Jesse and Walt.
Giancarlo, if you remember, decided to do that. That's one of those ad libs. You expect it less if he's standing in front of Victor and he's looking at Walt and Jesse like, rawr.
Yes, right. And oh my God, he pulled that off so well. Giancarlo Esposito, he just pulled that off so well.
And it's the same box cutter that Gale used to open the case in the beginning.
It's the same one. That's right.
And they said they use a green box cutter because it shows more on the red on the floor.
Oh, that makes sense.
Spot it.
Now, but even before Gus got there, we saw Victor doing a cook, and we see Walter saying, "I bet he forgets the aluminum."
Yeah.
I bet he forgets. And then Victor, and then while Walter's talking, Victor goes and gets the aluminum and puts it in there, and Walter says, "Son of a bitch."
Yeah, so we see that Victor is capable of using Walt's recipe.
Yeah.
Right. But he still doesn't know what he's doing as much as Walt, and that's the reason Walt and Jesse walk out.
Because he tells Walt, he says, it's just all the matter of
following the recipe.
Following the recipe, that's what he told him.
Yeah, and then there was all this stuff that, Victor doesn't know. And in their case, to do the quality that they do, they have, humidity matters, all kinds of things matter.
Yeah, Walt was pointing all this stuff out, what happens when the humidity rises in the summertime and all that, he was...
It has to be a temperature controlled before you can get it that pure.
Yeah. And,
Victor was a poor substitute, first of all, but the biggest problem was that he got himself seen. And Gus doesn't want to kill Victor, but he feels like he has to because, Victor stepped out of line and put everybody at risk, and this is a great message to send to Jesse and Walt because that's all he can do to them right now is scare the crap out of them. Yep. He does need Walt.
Was anybody watching Mike? Was anybody watching Mike's facial expressions? Even Mike, he looked like...
Mike pulled out his gun. He didn't know what was going on.
And that was Jonathan Banks. And Vince was like, he looked at it, the footage, and he'd heard about it, and thought, "Oh, that's not going to work. You can't have." Mike pulled a gun on Gus, but then he decided it was actually really cool because it's a reaction. It's an honest reaction, no matter who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're loco right now, and I'm looking out for myself. And then he puts it away.
Because my thought was Mike was probably thinking, "Oh my God, what if I'm next?
Right.
What if he turns on me?"
Probably.
I mean, don't forget, Mike was Gus's right-hand man.
Well, it had to do also with the viciousness, the cold, it was something nobody expected. And if you can't, even Mike, as much of a right-hand man that he doesn't expect this.
Yeah.
When you're a boss is doing something crazy that's out of the realm of your possibilities for him, and with a box cutter in somebody's throat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what's
who
coming
wouldn't?
next? But he puts it away. He realizes what's going on.
Even Mike, who is this real, badass, stoic character, I saw a little bit of fear in Mike, in his face.
Oh yeah.
And he's really nervous about it too. He's like, okay, so you got seen by these people. Okay, so what do you say? Fuck.
Yeah.
Or some,
shit.
Like,
shit.
Yeah. He's like.
That's what he said. Shit.
Yeah.
Mike, who's like always coming up with the next solution, is right now so bowled over and so scared of the fallout on this that he's like.
Yeah, because Mike probably thought, that Mike probably had it in mind. Maybe Gus will also put the blame on me for this too.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because Mike, he never gets caught.
Yeah.
And if Victor gets caught, Gus would be like, Mike, you should have did something.
Yeah, because remember, Mike is very careful.
Oh yeah. Well, you saw how careful he was in Better Call Saul.
Oh yeah, definitely, yes, no question. He was very careful on Better Call Saul.
Attention to detail. Oh my God, that one episode.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Jonathan Banks had to help with the barrel.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
But you notice how callously he did. Just kind of picks up and flings, just like he's flinging it. He just kind of like hands off. He just.
Now, did they actually punt Victor in the barrel, or was that a dummy?
No, that was a stunt double, wasn't it? Didn't they?
I think he was actually a stunt coordinator, and he did it. But at some point, when they're pouring stuff in, and he's in, it's like digital back the head of somebody. But so the problem was it was a real body, and it did that real bad weight distribution when you're trying to do this. And those two actors actually just couldn't do it without some help.
Right, yeah. Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul couldn't do it, by themselves.
And then Jonathan Banks is like, okay, flip this over, and walks away, which was not scripted, but they saw it and they said, that's great.
Yeah,
that. And there was a lot about what the actors are tossing in here. They're entrenched in this by now. And they know their characters as real people. They live these characters as if they're real people, sometimes emotionally.
The thing is, when Mike helped to pick up that barrel, after he kind of picked it up, he released it almost as if he grasped something hot. Just like, I don't want I don't want to touch that. It's like it's got leprosy or something.
And his fingerprints is going to be on there, and that's why he
exactly.
Did it like that.
That's right. Yeah, that's one thing he didn't want. But you notice after they had the barrel up, Walt was squirting this stuff on the outside of the barrel.
Yeah, I guess it's Windex. It's blue.
Yeah.
It's some type of cleaner. But what they did is they brought back the hydrofluoric acid.
Oh yes,
and they pour that
in. They brought back the acid.
That's a classic right there.
Now one thing. See, after all that, after Gus had slit Victor's throat and all that, he goes and he changes back into his regular clothes, cleans himself up. He walks up the stairs, and that's when he says, "Well, what?"
Another long shot, another long drawn out scene.
Oh, the camera work, that was amazing camera work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they had some amazing camera guys on that show, on Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
He says, well, get back to work. That's what he said. And that's all he said.
And then we forgot to mention that Mike basically was skeptical of the hydrofluoric acid. And
he was.
Trust us.
I have to say, I don't like the way Jonathan Banks delivered that line. It was almost like he was an extra. It was like, what was the line? Does this stuff work? I never heard of this stuff. Are you sure it's going to do the job?
Mm-hmm.
And it was, I don't know, maybe it was the way it was written.
Yeah, it was the way, out of place.
Yeah, it seemed weird.
But by the way, I'm a bit pissed at the Emmy award.
Oh.
The Emmy award committee.
Shut out.
Committee.
Spit it out, Henry.
The committee. I mean, he was nominated. He didn't win, though. I mean, Jonathan Banks. He was nominated for the Emmy, but didn't win. I wish he'd won.
Yeah. Well, at least
it was for that episode, right? His episode.
I think so.
Which was mind blowing. And who won? Was it Peter Dinklage?
Oh, that short guy.
The guy from Game of Thrones. Yeah.
Yeah, he did that because he actually mentioned Jonathan Banks in his speech.
Yeah, he said something like, I think some of you guys deserve it, and he said Jonathan Banks.
Yeah.
Oh, if I had one, I'd be like, I cannot accept this. I'm going to give this to Jonathan Banks.
Yeah.
That's what I've been like. Yeah. Because it was that good.
Yeah.
But at least it has recognition for season 3 of Better Call Saul, because people will be tuning in for season 2, and that's going to give the demand for season 3.
Yeah, I think so.
But Walt
let's
and
see.
Jesse goes to Denny's.
They're wearing these now
Kenny Rogers
clothes.
Yeah, the Kenny Rogers shirts. Now it's funny. Vince Gilligan tells the story. He and his wife had gone somewhere, and they stopped at this Walmart, and they got all these Kenny Rogers shirts because Vince Gilligan had this idea he was going to utilize them in some way on one of his projects. He said one of these days I'm probably going to use these somehow.
Wiped out the shelf, yeah.
Yeah.
He took them all.
Now, the funny part is, you may remember Walt had the shirt which had the sticker on it, the large sticker.
Yeah.
That sticker was not actually on the shirt. It was something that was added by the wardrobe department.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mm.
But
and then Anna Gunn ad-libbed the part where when she's pulling off the sticker.
Yeah, she did.
Kenny Rogers. But the point was, put the sticker on, make it look like he's like too distracted to even do that.
Yes, right, yeah.
And it's goofy. He's the dorkiest. Like, he's at his dorkiest at the end of this episode.
And I didn't notice this before, but his pants was too big on him, and he had to put them up
on purpose.
He was walking to go get his car.
Which adds to the dorky factor.
Yes, it does. Yeah, they mentioned that on the. They mentioned that on the commentary, Shane. Yeah, about him having to pull his pants up.
And she doesn't want to know where he's been, what he's been doing. Are you okay? And right as rain.
Yeah, right as rain.
Okay, here's your car's over there, and she's trying to keep the boat steady and not, she doesn't want to flip the boat.
Yeah, and I think one of the producers, I can't remember who it was, said, it was one of the female producers said, was that kind of a Pulp Fiction nod? Because if anybody's ever seen Pulp Fiction, you may remember near the end of the movie, John Travolta and Samuel L. Jackson are having to, they have blood all over them.
Mm-hmm.
So, in the movie, spoiler alert, I meant to say this, they have this cleanup guy, Mr. It was Harvey Keitel, but I can't Mr. Was it Wolf? Yeah, Mr. Wolf. He was kind of the cleanup guy, kind of like Mike. He was the cleanup guy.
Oh, okay.
And
why don't I remember that? Sorry.
He and what he did was, he had the car cleaned out inside and out, for the blood and everything, and he had the guys. He sprayed them with a hose, and they used soap to scrub themselves down, and they were given these clothes because they were at Quentin
Yeah.
Tarantino played this guy. They were at his house.
Mm-hmm.
He got the clothes. They got the clothes from him, and they looked like they were going to a volleyball game or something. And that's what it reminded me of. And then they go to a restaurant and they sit and eat. So that's what I thought. That Breaking Bad, because she asked Vince, is this kind of a Pulp Fiction? No, and Vince is kind of like a little bit, kind of, sort of. So.
Ellen, you muted.
We can't hear you, Ellen. She says 1 minute.
She's eating.
Okay.
Well, now that wasn't the final scene. The final scene is you see the police department investigating Gale's house.
Yes. Right. Yes.
You see the camera shot on Gale's lab notes.
Uh-huh.
And you know something is going to happen.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And then it goes to black.
Yeah. I mean, that was...
Yeah, go ahead.
And you saw a hole in the tea kettle.
Oh, yeah, the bullet hole.
Yeah, the bullet hole in the tea kettle.
And there was some CGI, I think, involved in that, too. But remember they said they had to digitally change the clock in the editing so that it would, because it said 10:12 before, and they wanted to say 12:13 after Jesse shot.
Uh-huh.
And 12:13, is it 12:13 Productions, did X-Files, so there was that shout out.
10:13.
Yeah, 10:13, because that's Chris Carter's birthday.
Yeah.
And Henry's been watching some of the X-Files.
Yes, I have.
Have you been watching the episode?
Including the excellent one with Bryan Cranston. Oh. And we talked about
that.
We talked about that on the X-Files cast.
Yeah.
That's my favorite one so far of the original run. Of the ones I've seen, that was the best one I thought.
Wait, we're actually going to do some Vince Gilligan episodes. The 20th, the week of the 25th, the week of Halloween.
Oh, next week, yeah. Give me the link or give me the names of those episodes again, Shane, so I can.
I'm going to have to go back and see what I said because I completely forgot. Well, I remember one.
I saw the one with the teacher and then the satanic cult. Oh man!
Oh my god, that was great. That was a good one.
Oh,
but
man.
I forgot to say, this is really important. Those of us who watched this in real time saw the last episode of the last season end with Jesse pointing the gun, and they do this thing where they move the camera, and if you don't look at it too closely, you think it looks like Jesse is moving the gun.
It does, yeah.
And so you're left with doubt. So it's kind of like Hank sitting on the toilet for a year.
Yeah.
We wondered if this had really happened. Did Jesse change his mind? Say, all right, look, it's going to look like I shot you and cleaned up, and you're out of here. Go hide. Because he can't kill him. But it took till like this year, my roommate and I watching it, and it's the camera that moves because the background moves.
Yeah, because it's the shaky cam.
Jesse doesn't move. The camera moves. And then, of course, then the season returns, the next season, and it starts with Gale setting up the lab, and you're like, yeah, but is he dead? Is he dead? Is he dead? What happened? And it's only in this episode do you get the gunshot, the actual shot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, because that was an amazing camera trick. What they did, what they did with that,
Yeah.
They made it look like Jesse changed his mind, shot somewhere else.
Yeah,
they might have did it on purpose.
They did to plant doubt in our mind.
Yeah.
And make us fight about it on the internet for like 10 months. Well, we waited to find out. Yeah.
Yeah, me and Henry was talking about this. As soon as they open up with Gus laying on the floor and Walt and Jesse in the lab, it looks like they never move. It looks like they continue on filming after the season 3.
I didn't catch what they were saying. It was almost to me like they said they were trying to pick pick it up where they left it, like in the middle of the shooting. Like, okay, last time we were doing this, set it all up again. I might not be right about that, but what they definitely had to do was clean up the lab and make it look new again. Paint job, scuffs off the floor, make it look new, strip it down, clean it up, and then put it back to the way it was, in present time, because that was a flashback. Because the lab was so new and clean, and the detail, it's like, it can't look the same. It has to look cleaner and newer.
I would do anything, even if it's Better Call Saul, to be on that production crew. To see every single step. And even in the writing room, I like to be in there. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Every detail matters. Yeah. Every detail matters.
I don't think we missed anything on this episode, did we? Did we miss anything? I think we hit all the key points.
Yeah, I think we did too.
Yeah. But this was an amazing episode. I mean, it was tremendous. I mean, what a great way to kick off the 4th season. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I got something here. When Walt steps out of the cab to go home, get his car back, it's an allusion to when the cousins show up in front of the house.
Yes.
Out with the boot, because you see his foot come out first.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Sweet.
They mentioned that in the commentary.
Because he's just as dangerous. And by the way, Skyler's running around operating on no knowledge that her family's actually been threatened. Because that whole desert scene happened last season, correct?
It hasn't happened yet.
It hasn't?
No, that has not happened.
This is this season.
Oh, shit.
The whole our kill your entire family, I will kill your infant daughter, that hasn't happened yet.
Okay.
Right.
I think that's the episode before Face Off, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or a couple. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. It's getting confusing to me now. I'm sorry. I stopped at the store for something yesterday on my way home from like a 25-minute drive, and when I got closer to home, I totally forgot that I'd stopped at the store. So I went again and bought the same thing. So I hear it. Like, I can't keep these in order anymore. But let's say Betsy Brandt and Anna Gunn are like Betty and Veronica. There was just lots of gushing by Vince about those two.
Yeah.
And then, how they look like sisters. Checkerboard pattern in
the apartment, yes. Yeah. The Breaking Bad. Looks like the Breaking Bad symbol.
Marie brought purple flowers for Hank.
The purple again.
Purple.
Yeah, you know how she is about purple.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's a Betsy Brandt thing. I wonder if she likes the color purple, and maybe it's like, let's just give her a purple.
I think it's a character thing they decided. They're creating this character who, really, she is annoying, obnoxious, sometimes just a complete dumbass, even though she's not unintelligent. She is an intelligent person, but sometimes she just gets so flaky.
Yeah.
And she's
she really
funny.
Does.
It's funny, and she doesn't mean to be. But there's so many good qualities to her. She can be positive, and she's so supportive of her family, and she's being so patient with Hank and trying her best to, get him to feel better mentally, emotionally, as well as everything else. And she's cool. I mean, the end, she ends up being the better sister of the two. I have to say it. I love Skyler, but the more I think back upon this show, the more Marie, with all her flaws and the shoplifting and everything, was the better sister.
Who do you relate to more, Skyler or Marie?
Skyler.
What about you, Henry? Who do you relate to more? Any character?
Oh gosh, I'd be like Hugh.
I think I gotta be Saul.
Really?
I gotta be. I'm probably Saul.
Really?
You don't see that?
Ambulance chaser? All right, let's get the neck brace right.
Heel is just cool. Heel is just cool. Yeah, to me, he is. He doesn't have to say a whole lot. He just cool.
Go ahead, Henry.
No, I'm just saying, Heel, he's just cool. He doesn't have to say a whole lot, and he's not really a threatening guy. He's more of a gentle giant type.
Yeah, definitely. John Coffey. He's not the brightest bulb on the tree, which is why I thought it was an interesting choice. He doesn't need to know too much. He just needs to know what he's supposed to do and when.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, even in episode 5 where he intimidates Ted, he doesn't really do anything to him. He just kind of threatens him a little bit.
Just that I won't be happy. That's all he said. I won't be happy. And the point is to keep Huel happy. Why? Because Huel can crush you. That's why.
If he wanted to, he could. If he wanted to.
Right.
Oh man, I'm just waiting on Better Call Saul season 2.
Oh my God, that's gonna be great when it comes back. Because we'll get to see our favorite characters again. Get to see Chuck. There's got to be something that goes down between Saul and Chuck. There's got to be a reckoning.
Somebody has to die next season.
Well, I don't mean
and it's
Chuck.
Probably not going to be Saul, given the chorus we had in the very beginning of the show.
I don't think Chuck. Hey, I don't think Chuck has to die. I mean,
Chuck is on the chopping block. I'm telling you right now, Chuck is probably going to die.
I hope not. He's an interesting character, and I love the actor who plays him.
Michael McKean.
Yeah, I love the actor who plays him.
Maybe he doesn't have to die. Maybe, they're just
really super. In Breaking Bad.
Maybe they're just estranged, and maybe Saul's like, I don't have a freaking brother.
Yeah.
That asshole is not my brother, and I don't care where he is. So then again, Chuck's he's got issues. He's got health issues. He's probably going to give himself a heart attack because he hears a cell phone, within a mile of him or something. I don't know.
Well, he was working on them issues at the season finale, so.
I think Saul.
He worked it out by wearing a metal suit or something. Was it tinfoil suit or something? I don't know. Yeah, that's how he worked it out.
I think Saul's going to try and help his brother one more time, though. I think he's going to try and help him.
Oh, I think he's done.
No.
I think he's done.
No.
Really?
If you remember,
we haven't seen the last of Chuck. No.
You remember, Saul basically went and checked on his brother, and the black dude said, yeah, he's doing okay. In the car.
Yeah.
So, I think he's probably going to try and help him out one last time.
I think so.
And then something's going to happen, and then Chuck's going to die. He's going to die like Daryl.
Daryl is still alive. Daryl is still alive. Ellen, we saw the season premiere last week.
Mm-hmm.
Man, all them walkers. Damn.
That was insane. What is amazing about that show that it's about a freaking zombie apocalypse from the get-go. It is not the same world as you used to live in already. Life is tough. And they've done all this gory, crazy stuff, and that it's 6th season. It opens up, and you're like, whoa, it can do that. It keeps having to surpass itself, and it manages.
Now, how many seasons did they say it was going to do? 10?
I don't know. They better, if they overdo it, they're gonna run out of
material.
Great ideas. Yeah. I don't want to see it end, but I like the way Breaking Bad did things as opposed to Dexter.
Mm-hmm.
What was I going to say? I want to know, find out who the hell is blowing that horn back in Alexandria.
Oh yeah. The wolves. It's got to be. They've been lurking around. We haven't seen much of them, right?
We didn't get to see Carl last week, but he's going to be on this week. But we saw Judith, little ass kicker.
Little ass kicker.
That's what Daryl called her.
And my Carol and my Michonne.
Yeah.
Love those two.
Yeah. And Morgan's back.
Mm.
So how
Morgan.
about them X-Files? Have you seen the trailer yet?
Yes.
Henry.
I have seen it.
My God.
That's amazing.
I'll watch that over and over again.
Yeah, William B. Davis is back, as we saw a little hint of the cigarette smoking man. Yes, he's back. Agent Skinner is back.
And he has a beard.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's going to be, I think X-Files is going to be great.
6 episodes. I do have some inside information about it. A guy named Ryan Sprague, who is one of the co-hosts of Into the Fray Radio, said he actually got to see the first episode at a Comic-Con.
Oh yeah, they aired that first episode at a New York Comic-Con.
Yeah, the first new episode, and he said it was amazing.
There's a few things now that are keeping me busy. I've got The Walking Dead back, yay. Fargo is so good. That first episode, I think they crammed a lot in this season, but that show is amazing. And American Horror Story. Either of you guys ever watched that?
No.
Oh, wow. They did
I
stuff.
saw bits and pieces, like on the internet and everything.
And Lady Gaga on it now?
Yeah, I have serious problems with that. But, you know, I'm in it for the show. So, and Jessica Lange had been in the first 4 seasons, and she was amazing. And she decided to take herself a break, and that's sad. They're missing a couple people, but I mean, I saw stuff on TV that I was like, that could be on TV and not HBO. It was insane. And let's see, there's this little comedy on CBS called Life in Pieces, which is actually not bad, and Betsy Brandt is in it.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
So's Tom Hanks' son.
Colin Hanks, yeah.
Colin Hanks.
I saw the preview of that.
Yeah, not bad. It's amusing. I'm not a sitcom person, but if you give it to me without a laugh track and you make me laugh by doing good writing and performing, then I'll give you a try.
I've been watching Gotham. Really good.
Oh,
I'm gonna get they have the box set of the first season up here at Walmart. I'm gonna get it.
Season 1's already on Netflix, Ellen, so check that out.
Is that the one that Vincent D'Onofrio's in?
No, that's Daredevil.
Oh yeah.
Gotham is the Batman origin story.
Okay.
And then I've been watching the Muppets. Have you seen it?
No.
Oh my God, it's hilarious. It is great. It's basically an adult version of the Muppets.
Oh no.
Yeah, they got some adult sprinkles in there, and it's hilarious. The guy that played as Jesse's peer coach, or whatever you want to call it, the guy in the AA meeting.
Oh
yeah. He was in an episode of the Muppets.
Oh
the
wow.
very first episode of the Muppets.
Oh wow. Yeah, Jerry Burns, that's his name.
That's
Jerry
him,
Burns.
Yeah, he was in the first episode. But I'm just waiting on Better Call Saul and X-Files.
Yeah, shoot, my family might be related to his. Might be related to Ellen, too, because my grandparents were Burns.
Oh, yeah? There's a hell of a lot of us. It's amazing.
There's a lot of Mays, too.
My boss is at my summer job, or same last name. It's It's crazy. I'm going to have to go. One of our libraries lets you use, what is it? The genealogy site?
Ancestry.com?
Yeah. And use it for free.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
So I'll have to do that one of these days.
Yeah.
Go to the Harwich Library, look it up. Sorry, I'm trying to do my best Boston. No, dude.
So where are we at for season 2? November? I'm not I don't even know. Episode 2.
Next weekend I'm doing this wedding, but it's like an early wedding, and I don't know. It's really early. It's like they get married in the afternoon, and the bride doesn't drink, and they're gonna drink ginger ale for a toast. So I'm thinking maybe they won't party, but they'll have a band. So I don't know. It could work.
Well, we can do the 7th of November.
Yeah, that'll work.
I can't believe that's coming up. Is it cold for you guys?
Oh my God, yeah,
it's getting chilly.
We had a big frost.
It got down to mid-40s last night. It's supposed to get down mid-40s tonight. So
we had a frost. So winter's here.
We're just about to hit the 30s, or maybe we did, but we have the frost advisory. So I had to wipe out my garden today. Close it down for the season.
They got snow in Ohio.
Oh, really? I heard about that.
Oh, man, it better not be another winter like that. It better not.
Well, one good thing is all the freaking mosquitoes are gone. That's one thing I'm glad about.
All the bugs and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's always an upside. You can keep your groceries in the trunk longer.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Yeah. So, good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, you guys.
All right.
All right, Ellen. Take care.
Have a good one.
It was fun to see you guys. See you soon.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, you too.